technically, YPD is still in its testing phase of police body cameras, with 16 officers volunteering to wear them. So there's not an official policy just yet. The rise in dioxin levels is alarming, and it's something that should be looked into further. He feels that testing should be continuous, especially here at Sulphur Run Creek. The building is more than 100 years old, and Freeman says when they purchased it, many people showed up asking to walk through and take photos. We've also heard from residents about their concerns when it comes to groundwater and surface water contamination. Many of the victims that we saw had young children at home, and those are children who will grow up without a parent now. Now, if you take a look behind me, you can see that all the lights are out and it's completely dark. Well, Dave, according to a city ordinance, the fire chief does have the authority to order an emergency demolition. James's mother, Linda, recalled the moments leading up to her son's death, and she says it was the other inmates who helped her son the most when he was having seizures and became ill. Irvin says for him, it's about helping people and building their confidence. We now know 3 more chemicals that were on board the Norfolk Southern train that derailed here in East Palestine just over a week ago. And we're being told that some of those chemicals are dangerous.
We basically nuked a town with chemicals so we could get a railroad open.
The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency sent a letter to Norfolk Southern stating that ethylene glycol monobutyl ether, ethylhexyl-acrylate, and isobutylene were also in the rail cars that were derailed, breached, or on fire. Caggiano says ethylhexyl-acrylate is especially worrisome. He says it's a carcinogen, and contact with it can cause burning and irritation in the skin and eyes. Breathing it in can irritate the nose, throat, and cause coughing and shortness of breath. Isobutylene is also known to cause dizziness and drowsiness when inhaled.
I was kind of surprised that when they quickly told the people they can go back home, but then said if they feel like they want their homes tested, they can have them tested. I would have far rather they did all the testing.
Caggiano says it's possible some of these chemicals could still be present in homes and on objects until you clean them thoroughly.
There's a lot of what ifs, and we're going to be looking at this thing 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line and wondering, gee, cancer clusters could pop up, well water could go bad.
Caggiano recommends anyone who's in the East Palestine area get a health checkup. He says get a record now of where your health stands so that moving forward you'll have documentation of any possibly related effects to the train derailment. In East Palestine, Jennifer Rodriguez, WKBN 27 First News. A bittersweet ending in a case that's been ongoing for more than a year, which left one 14-year-old dead and 3 other teens behind bars.
I don't have an answer. I don't know what the answer is to correct this issue that we're having with our society. But it started younger and younger.
It brought Judge Anthony D'Onofrio no pleasure to have before him in court 18-year-old Anwan Whitfield and 17-year-old Anthony Wilkins Jr., both pleading guilty to the shooting death of 14-year-old Landon Lockhart. Landon's mother and family sat in the courtroom as the judge accepted the pleas, ultimately sentencing each of them to 17 to 22 and a half years in prison. His mother later telling First News her feelings were conflicted.
Justice was done, but it wasn't done like it should have been done. Okay, 17 to 22 and a half years doesn't fit the crime.
Legina says there's nothing Landon could have done that would have justified his life being taken.
He never was a disrespectful child. Never. Okay? He loved his friends, he wanted to be with his friends, but your friends ain't always your friends.
During the hearing, both defendants were given a chance to speak. One showed remorse.
Everybody got a purpose in life, and I know that wasn't in his purpose, but I hope y'all really forgive me deep down in your heart, because I'm genuinely sorry.
While the other, not so much.
What could a 14-year-old kid say or do to deserve such a thing? That's it,
There's more to it.
There's more to it.
There's more to it. He ain't innocent.
He don't care. To me, he don't care.
There's no remorse.
It ain't, it's no remorse at all.
A third defendant was previously convicted and sentenced in juvenile court after testifying against Wilkins and Whitfield. Since he was convicted as a minor, he'll get the maximum sentence allowed by Ohio law, meaning he'll get out in 4 years.
I just think that the system failed us on that part mainly.
Right.
Still, Landon's family said his memory will live on. In Youngstown, Jennifer Rodriguez, WKBN 27 First News.
And I'm watching my grandson grab Bobbins and his mom at 3 o'clock in the morning. And it should have ended up so differently. There has to be other ways.
It was at this apartment complex on July 18th where an 18-hour police standoff would take place. In the end, 31-year-old Imani Hackett would be shot by police. Today I spoke with Imani's mother, who says she can't understand how a mental health call would result in her daughter's death. Belinda says Imani was caring and kind. She said she loved fashion and more than anything, loved her son. Belinda says Imani struggled with mental illness and was having a mental health episode when police were called to her home. But she feels the situation should have been handled differently. Belinda said she was never contacted by police while the standoff was going on, and she found out about it after someone posted about it on social media.
Someone saw it on the news and went on Facebook and put an announcement out looking for her family.
Once she got to the scene, Belinda tried to talk to Imani over the phone. She said she explained to police that Imani had mental health issues. Imani was in her apartment with her 8-year-old son. She also had a gun in her possession. At some point, Imani was shot by an Ohio State Highway Patrol trooper. It's still not clear what happened in the moments leading up to the shooting. But Belinda says even after Imani was shot, no one told her anything.
When they shot her, they didn't tell me. They never said a word. They came back with my grandson, and we asked, well, where's my daughter? Where's Imani? We don't have no information on that. I heard gunfire. Is she okay? Did she get shot? We don't have no information on that.
Belinda says her family wasn't allowed in the hospital, and it was days before she knew what happened to her daughter. Imani had been shot twice, once in the neck and once in the face. A week and a half after the shooting, Belinda was finally able to see Imani. But she says she never woke up after the shooting. Belinda said she knows Imani had a gun on her at the time of the incident, but she questions how was she even able to get it.
I thought there were laws to protect not only people, like herself, but for us as society as well.
Belinda says nothing can bring her daughter back, but she feels some changes should be made when it comes to dealing with mental health issues.
There should be protocol in place to deal with people like this. They have bean bags, rubber bullets, all kinds of things that you can go at. And I don't understand why that couldn't have been used.
We have requested police body camera footage from the Ohio State Highway Patrol, which is the agency responsible for the shooting. As of today, September 1st, we have not received that footage. In Austintown, Jennifer Rodriguez, WKBN 27 First News.